Hey, I'm Grant, and welcome to Stay the Channel for Monday, November 12th. Main thing this week is the podcast, and I am pretty much done with my Ruby on Rails stuff. I'm trying to think where I want to go with the next step in that. I still have, I think, maybe one chapter left of the book, but it's getting to the point where I need to kind of do it for real. So, like, for example, I can read the chapter on sending out emails from the site, but ultimately, I need to actually have a service that does that. Well, I don't really want to make one for a test website because I probably have to actually back that, and it's not a big deal, but I'll wait to do it on the real thing. So I'm trying to think what would be the best case to start with. I'd really like to make my own singular site. I don't really know what that is. That's a big branding question. Like, for example, one of the things I was thinking of doing, and I've had this thought in the back of my head for a while, is I see a lot of people who subscribe to the channel and then drop off, and I can see where they come in through YouTube stats. So I'll look at, say, like when I did the Dead Rising stuff, there's a lot of people who come in through that, especially from that stream I did that was like 14 hours long. That's a big one. It's not huge, but it's definitely a noticeable trend. And I feel like they come in, YouTube recommends a lot of the other Dead Rising stuff I did really early on, which is still, honestly, for the standards of YouTube, for that kind of stuff, isn't really that bad. And then I think you can kind of see them go through some of the big old stuff I did, and then I think they hit a wall when they see me put out new stuff. So they see me as someone who does Dead Rising content, and then they see this Friday, a podcast came out, what is that? And then maybe they think oh, well, he doesn't really do what I thought. Same with OSRS. And I'm torn on this issue where, on one hand, I'd like to contain that stuff. On the other hand, it's I don't like the idea of having disparate channels where to monetize or grow any individual one of them, I'm still really stuck on getting up the viewer count, the subscriber count, stuff like that. Whereas if I could achieve it all with the main singular channel, that stuff could flow a lot more easy. Plus, if I wanted to do a new project, then I have more of a base. So even if it's not an ideal audience match, if I had a channel that was all about Dead Rising, I feel like that would still be a better platform to launch a podcast than just doing one straight from nothing. I don't know. But I'm definitely thinking about looking into doing just a simple OSRS only channel. And it's something where it might only update every month, but it's very clear this is what this product is. And then I feel like that's something where maybe I could build that site. So I don't yet have my personal site. I don't really have a brand-wide site, I guess, like I currently kind of do. But it would be this one extremely targeted, not necessarily super updated, but very simple, straightforward thing. Something basically like a blog, just kind of collects all those OSR stuff, has my own little comment system. Maybe down the line has I don't know, a forum or something, but it could also be a place for me to do just more. I really like the idea of doing just more. Personally, I love the idea of doing a video that has an accompanying article. So stuff in the past, I did that Handsome Jack project, I would love to have done the video, and then done a write-up that comes out alongside it. So it's hey, you want to know more? Here's the fully fleshed out text, which is a lot easier than having to sit and film something that's longer. You have more attention span to work with, I feel like. And if people are coming there, they're looking for more than what the video provided. So I was thinking maybe that might be a good way to kind of tie that all together, is just say, hey, start this straightforward OSRs thing, build a website around it, slowly grow that, and then once I feel comfortable running that site and understanding how things work, then do something that's a little bit more personal. I guess that seems weird, because eventually I was really inspired looking through some stuff, but I love to make a site that is just my kind of living resume. That's a very common thing for, I guess, people in my field, where it's hey, I've done this, links to projects. So say I could be hey, this is whatever, it's my resume. Here's a link to this OSR site. It has so many traffic users per day or something, and it has these features. And then maybe down the line, maybe I want to do just some simple little project and release it on GitHub, and then I can link to that, and something I can put on my resume. I'd love to do that. And I'd also love to somehow eventually take one site that is kind of like my personal site, but like ties together all these products, but it's more of like a brand thing. It's not me, even though it is just me, but it's more of like an idea, a brand, like a moniker thing. And I don't really know. Like I don't dislike my YouTube name. It does feel a little bit like early 2000s-ish, where you just need like a decent moniker. But also I don't like feel like I'm not gonna like found a company or anything, so I'm not gonna name that. But I don't necessarily feel like it's a great idea to just be like, make my YouTube channel my name, unless I was doing a lot of like lifestyle vloggy content, because that's kind of not the idea I'm trying to sell. You know, if I'm doing stuff like a podcast, it's not really about me directly and only about me, so it seems a little bit weird. But that's just the stuff I'm kind of looking at this week, and hopefully getting the podcast out as well. It always is tough to kind of work out the scheduling, and I always tell myself I'm going to sit down, I'm really going to produce it every single time it comes out, and I never do. I never sit down and be like, well, we should have these segments, and we should talk about this. It's usually more of, oh, shoot, podcasting's come out in 2 days. I should probably call someone to be on it, and I guess we'll figure out what we're going to talk about when we get there. And sometimes that works out well, and sometimes it's you just have to find your way mid-conversation. But anyway, I'm Grant. You can contact me over on Twitter. It's at taken4grantd, or my email, it's grant@taken4grantd.com. And I'll be back again next week.